right, you guys, so we have your first workout here. This one is going to be a body weight, no equipment necessary workout. It's going to be full body. So what it is going to be, we've got 3 supersets that are going to be your strength training exercises, and then we're going to finish it off with a quick Tabata HIIT workout. So for each section, you're going to do each exercise without rest between. You're going to do each exercise for 45 seconds. And now if you've got an exercise like the fire hydrants here, where you've got 2 sides, it's going to be 45 seconds each side, okay? So first exercise here, we have push-ups. So Mitch is going to show you proper form in push-ups. Good. So this is an option. If you're a little bit more advanced, you can do it from your toes. If you need to modify it a little bit, if you're still working on your push-ups, you're working on your form, you can always do it from your knees. You can see he's going nice and controlled. His elbows aren't flaring out. They're going back at about a 45-degree angle rather than at a 90-degree angle. So it's going to be a little bit easier on his shoulders. It's not going to, you should not feel this in the front of your shoulders. If you're feeling this in the front of your shoulders, I would recommend recording yourself and looking at your form. All right, you guys, so I'm going to show you what bad push-up form is, because I see this all the time, especially in group fitness settings. I see a lot of really bad push-ups. In the long run, it's going to wear and tear on your shoulders. If you're feeling your push-ups right in this front part of your shoulder, you're most likely doing your push-ups wrong. So I'm going to demo what a bad form push-up looks like. So typically people, when they're doing bad push-ups, they have really, really wide stance, and their elbows are going to come out like this. As you can see, causing me to shrug my shoulders up like this, and it just really does not feel good. So when I'm gonna do a good push-up, I'm gonna go more about shoulder width distance, coming on my toes, and I'm gonna push them back. Okay? Again, you can do this from your knees as well. So that's always an option. Mitch is gonna demo the next exercise that is gonna be bird dogs. So he's going to do opposite arm to opposite leg. You can see that he is in a nice flat position. His heel to his wrist, they all line up. He's keeping his back nice and flat. He's sucking his belly button in, keeping that core really, really tight. He's looking directly between his hands. Good, and this is really gonna work your core. It's going to help you with stabilization and really working those back muscles. Last exercise for superset 1. So it's going to be plank. So Mitch is going to show you a couple different options. The first one is going to be from your elbows. So when he's holding his plank, you can see that again, he is a nice straight line from his head to his heels. His butt is not coming way up in really bad form. He's not sinking down into his hips. He is pressing his elbows into the turf and he's pushing himself away. The next option he's going to show you is going to be from your knees. So if you're still working on your core strength, you can come down to your knees. You can see that he is still in a nice flat position. He's not hiking his butt up. He's not sinking his hips down really low. And then the last option he's going to show you from his hands. So if this doesn't feel good, you can always come up on your hands. You can come up on your toes, or you can keep your knees on the ground. Another thing here, you guys, if 45 seconds is too long, you can always shorten your plank up a little bit more, start at 20 or 30 seconds. To demo all 3 of those exercises put together. Remember that you're going to do these each for 45 seconds. We're not going to do the full 45 seconds just for time. So he's going to start with push-ups. For demo purposes, he's just going to show you 5. And then he's going to go right into those bird dogs for another 45 seconds. For demo purposes, we're just going to do about 5. But notice he's not taking rest in between the exercises. And then last, he's going to do a plank. Again, we're just gonna do this for about 5 seconds. So after you go through 1 round, then you'll rest, and then you can go into your 2nd and 3rd round. We have the second superset here. So we're gonna start with tricep push-ups. These are gonna be a little bit different than those normal push-ups because your elbows are gonna go directly back. It's gonna really fire up those triceps. Now this is a really challenging exercise. Mitch is doing these perfect from his toes, but for most of us, we're gonna have to do these on our knees. So he's going to show you that version. Again, just like those regular push-ups, he's staying in a nice, flat spine. He's not dumping into his lower back. If you feel like you're dumping into your lower back, you guys, it's always an option to not go as low. You can see Mitch has a really great range of motion, but if you need to, you can always only go about halfway and progress as you get stronger. All right, you guys, so our second exercise for our second superset is going to be fire hydrants. So when you're doing a fire hydrant, you're going to come into a tabletop position. Your hands are going to be stacked right underneath your shoulders, so you're not way back. You're you're not way forward. Stacked right above, I've got a flat spine. We're gonna start 45 seconds on one side. So I'm gonna start on my left side. So I'm gonna hike my knee up as high as you can go. Now notice that the rest of my body is staying nice and still. A lot of times I see people wanna do this. You wanna keep your arms straight. Think about pushing the ground away from you. Keep your hips as square to the ground as you can, and then you'll switch. You'll do that right side. Same thing, not leaning into your elbows, not getting all wonky with it. Keeping your core tight, suck your belly button in, look directly between your hands. All right, you guys, third exercise that we've got here for our second superset is going to be Superman's. So you're gonna lie on your stomach, flat, bring your arms into a goal-posted position. You're going to lift up, and if you want, you can add a lat pull in. So you're gonna pull your elbows towards the midline, go back up, down, up, lat pull, while you're squeezing your glutes, lower back down, up, lat pull, down. Okay, so now we're gonna put the second superset all the way together, what it's going to look like. Again, I'm just gonna demo probably about 5 of these each. So you're gonna start with those tricep push-ups. Okay, so we've got those tricep push-ups, elbows are facing back. You can do this from your knee to your toes. I'm not quite strong enough to do them from my toes, so that's me doing them from my knees. The second one, you're gonna go right into those fire hydrants. So 45 seconds on the left side, 45 seconds on the right side. And then lastly, you're gonna go into your Supermans with that lat pull down. So up here, lat pull. "45 seconds, and then you rest. 3 sets of that. All right, you guys, so we've got your third superset here of your strength training. So we're gonna start with tricep dips. Now, if you've got stairs at home, you can use your stairs for this, but I'm gonna show you guys an option for those of you that don't have access to stairs at home. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift your hips up just like you're gonna do a crab walk, and you're going to bend at your hip and your elbows. So you're gonna go down until your butt hits the ground. My elbows are directly pointed backwards. Now it's not a full range of motion, but you should still feel it fire up those triceps. Again, if you have stairs, I would recommend doing it from that. That's gonna be 45 seconds. Our second exercise of our third superset is going to be glute bridges, which is really easy. You'll just lie back. You're going to either put your hands on your side. If you've got weight, you can put it onto your hips. You're just gonna lift your hips up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. You're pressing through your heels. So we wanna avoid doing any of this. You don't wanna be on your toes, we wanna be on our heels. We're gonna fire up that backside. Nice, slow, and controlled. You're keeping your core tight the whole time, so you're sucking your belly button in. Okay, last exercise for our third superset is going to be heel taps. So it's gonna be our core exercise. You're gonna lie on your back. You're gonna have your knees stacked over your hips, and you're going to just tap heels down. Now, the big thing here is making sure that your lower back is staying nice and flat. You wanna not see any of this where it's really curved. So back is touching the ground. If you want a little bit more advanced version, you can go ahead and straighten those legs out. If you opt for that more advanced version of straightening your legs out, make sure that you're not curving your back. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. So if you feel that curve of your back, I want you to bend your knees. We'd rather you have good form than try and do the advanced version. All right, so we've got our third superset. We're gonna put it all together so you can see what it looks like when you're doing it at home. So you're gonna come up on your hips for those tricep dips. We got 45 seconds, elbows facing back. Okay, and then we'll go into glute bridges, 45 seconds. Knees are stacked over ankles, pressing through my heels, taking it nice and slow, squeezing my glutes at the top. And then lastly, we're gonna do those heel taps, 45 seconds. Making sure that your back is nice and flat, touching the ground, and you're not arching your back. All right, you guys, so now we've got our Tabata hit finisher. You're gonna do 4 rounds of this. Tabata is gonna be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, but we're not gonna give you a break. So we're gonna go the full 30 seconds, but we're just gonna give you a little bit of break from that cardiovascular. So what you're gonna start with is 20 seconds of jumping jacks. So just look just like this. You've got 20 seconds of that. And then for your 10-second rest, you're gonna do arm circles, just like this. Now, if those jumping jacks are a little bit too much, if you've got some knee pain or maybe some hip pain that just doesn't feel good, you can always slow it down while still getting that heart rate up, but kind of taking that jumping out so it's a little easier on your knees.